If your soul is not already taken over by the evil of this world, you have to do return to sender on a regular basis. We already started this conversation long ago, but we talked the other day about this. Okay. When you tell people about your vulnerabilities, they will say and post things to aggravate your vulnerabilities instead of show kindness. There are people out there pushing very distorted doctrines, saying that people that are criticizing bad behavior are just simply trying to harm your mental health. It is evil and bad behavior to not care about women being stuffed in cars. End of story. Men and women are evil if they don't care about women being stuffed in cars. If they only care about their own ass, when whether they're stuffed in car, that's also evil. Same thing with a man. If a man is only caring about his own family and unit, he is evil. And so people need to be alerted to what's going on. And basically you have this counterfeit, tall white man, tall black woman, tall black man, counterfeit spirituality with a Sadhguru over here and over there. And that's it. And so you have a lot of people going crazy with this false spiritual awakening, false 144, people that are on the dark side that are being activated by demonic frequencies that are getting giddy. Okay, because they're not feeling the pain of living in this world as some of us are. Okay, so each and every day you have to return to center. When you're at the supermarket, okay, surround yourself with a shield of light. And really, I feel like I'm doing a disservice by trying to be inclusive, by being inclusive to people that hate me, right? It's very much like confusing because nothing I seem to do is good enough. Heavy bag workouts, lifting weights. I'm never going to be able to change the 4 cardinal sins in the programmed zombie masses. My spirituality or light is a good thing. The height is what it is. I think I'll live a longer life by being 5'6". It's actually genetically not inferior, okay, but a gift actually. And so I'm not going to be as predisposed to certain things that a taller big guy will, but I have my own issues. Then there's race, and then there's IQ, and then IQ and intuition or psychic abilities are connected. Okay, so height, IQ, psychic abilities, race. These 4 components make up what I am, and all 4 of them together, along with the real nature of my soul in the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4, alienates the vast majority of the human race. And me just simply trying to talk about my feelings is met with hatred. And I can't find, like, I've been seeing this tall human worship for a long, long time. And my heart is really broken to see people that I, in my heart, got close to go like just completely jumping into that world of worshiping white and black people after treating me with racism. Like it's why moving forward, unfortunately, why the odds are against any of us having anything to do with each other. This is such a dark time for me to be alive, and it's literally dark outside. It is a time in which I could use some light from other human beings, especially if they were female humanoids and they didn't believe in racial or white supremacy. It would be like the best thing in the world if I was to meet a woman who did not believe in that and was vocal and aggressive about telling me why she's not a supremacist and she can't show up a subject 333. And I am delusional and crazy if I am to think that a subject X, or anybody for that matter, not mentioning names that I mentioned in the past, I'm crazy if I'm thinking that they're not supremacists, if I'm hoping that they're loving, just because some emails were exchanged or some people watch my channel. It's actually quite horrifying to me that I've magnetically connected with really deranged people that are on the dark side of mental illness and Archon worship. I'm really startled by it, that through my YouTube channel, I've brought such evil to myself. So this is a meditation for short brown men, but it can be inclusive to men in general that have been harmed by women. Okay. Out of the women that are in the audience that are spiritual, there's a lot of wreckage that's being done, and there needs to be some healing. You don't need to be so afraid of me just because I'm constructively giving feedback. You women are too apologetic and supportive of legitimate bad boys that are abusive. And I already articulated that many times. So it's a psychic attack on my person when you don't acknowledge those things. And I come time and time again and make videos for you, and there's no engagement back. It feels like a vampire drain on me, on my body, and it hurts. Your world already supports the taller guy punching smaller people. And so when you people promote taller white and black people, it's really hurtful to men like me that are hungry and suffering. And it's like some of you women are in a genuine, real war to convert men to the dark side. A very dedicated one, a very focused one, a very motivated one, a very strategic one, a very covert one, that is what evil is. When people are so bombarded with insults and isolation and being ignored that they snap, because the body was made to want love, family, connection. And so many, I see them in the news, so many short brown men are seemingly becoming or seen in the news as criminals because they are being left out in reality, and they're being abused by their parents and belief system, and they have no girlfriends. And so the unspiritual ones without mentorship, they sometimes, at least I had somewhat of a mentor known as the A-man. And when I got into drugs briefly, he ditched me, but maybe that was best because he could have led me, I think, into some bad traps. And I believe that a lot now, that I got into that to get away from the potential bad traps he could have led me to. So he was part bad boy, part good boy. He was a hybrid. And many women are hybrids too, and can shift their frequency from angelic to demonic or angelic to hybrid. And I told you in the past in the other channel that there's 5 different levels that I've dictated that you can ask with the pendulum. Is one on the angelic side, angelic leaning, neutral, demonic leaning, and then demonic. And then someone can shift their frequency based on things they drink and things that they watch. So someone can literally go from being a demon to the light. And what I've been trying to do through experimentation is seeing if I can bring anybody to the light. Okay. And unfortunately, I'm fighting like a boulder that's going downhill. It's like that scene from Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Thank you for the like. Trying to make people spiritual by fucking them or by making 1 million videos through a tube system doesn't work, guys. This type of thing, replacing the real human dynamic, the eyeballs, man, doesn't work. Military veterans looking at me through the screen don't talk to me. But when I was in a situation back in July when I talked about, and in a period of isolation, which was not voluntary, and I was discriminated against by my racial background and height and spirituality and intelligence, and all those 4 components and the soul all worked in favor of the women viewing me as someone to kidnap for 9 days and forceful of drugs. All this time, 44 years of waiting for people in the audience to emerge and say that my life matters, to abstain from worshiping tall and white people, white and black people, to give me, a short-hand person, a chance, and to be patient with me when I share emotions, confess sins, and go deep. The hatred that I'm seeing from aspects of my audience that I've connected with and other things is at a level that I've never seen before from the human species. It's scary. It makes me think I'm going to get murdered or something any second. I'm looking at a world and a local community where I live right here. I don't do local news here, but I talk about news in general. Lots of stories about dads just getting killed for no reason. Lots of stories about little girls getting raped and kidnapped for no reason. And in this region, I can't find a single female friend that'll come to my channel. And so things are getting worse as people become colder. And you would think that as things get worse, that I would be able to build some sort of community and have some fucking friends and go, you were right about a few things, and it's not happening. My heart's broken right now. I don't want to go on and on, man. I just want to go home. There's no home but off this planet. As things get worse online. As things get worse for me and as I get older, the world will become crueler. And there's no sense of remorse from people. And so for any good men, I'll just try to be inclusive to the men that are out there. To the women that are out there, you're keeping secrets, and so are the men. with regards to why you keep me at an arm's distance. Okay, I'm never going to pretend like this is some sort of friendship thing. You don't engage in friendships with people by talking to random strangers through a broadcast. You talk privately in chats via text or email. That's how you establish friendship. I've been just giving, so like return to sender. There are a lot of negative thought forms that people are holding. When you're out there in the world and when you're in traffic, you need to surround yourself with a shield of protection. Certain things can amplify that, and that's bathing and showering. Take time off from the screen. If you're broadcasting on the screen, like I am, like if I was to give advice to a truth speaker or writer, that would be specific. And I started a book on that I never finished. Okay. But you have to create massive distance and boundaries between yourself and the audience. Trying to find partners and drinking buddies and friends from the audience that you're trying to truth can be painful and problematic, even if it seems like it should make sense. It does make sense on a more conscious planet. It does make sense that I could talk about all my thoughts and all my spirituality and find a girlfriend on another planet. So what is it with me having some sort of consciousness that's like from another planet? I'm not of this world. So basically, return to sender. You can clap your hands like this, and this stuff alienate people with demonic frequencies, and they may or may not know what you're doing when you're clapping your hands. They may think you're just crazy and bring their boyfriend next time at their gym. And so, like, I need to master return to sender. Facing the truth that humanity is against me is important, because any type of reservation with regards to that leaves me vulnerable.